Do not adjust your television sets. No, you're not imagining things, and I have no bed. Now, as our code time is sort of a shared environment for whenever we want to code. So yes, I usually run this university on a Thursdays. Today I'm coding because we're getting ready for 3.8.5. And now Tom has some cooler music than I normally have. Where is the music? There it is. And check make sure the levels are going to be okay. Yep. And just double checking my other streams that everything's working. As ever, the MonoGame curse is always ongoing, and we never know what's going to happen. But anyway, while we're here, so we're getting ready for 3.8.5. We've still got a ton of work to do. So if we go over here, let's have a look. No, let's go to the top. Everyone can keep in seeing track of where we're getting up to with this release, and I always forget where the hell the milestones are. Where are the milestones? Releases. Tags? No. Where's the milestones? I am terrible at finding out what the milestones are. Where's the milestones? Oh, hell. Okay, now go into here. There we go. There. Right. Where is this hide? Where is this? I always struggle to find it. No, it's nowhere on the screen. Anyway, so 3.8.5, we're down now to the last batch. Okay, but these are only issues on things that we're working on. So there's a lot of things about, setup experience. We've got some other little bugs. Tom's had a new one. Yes, I'm working on a PR for updating the templates. Well, that's mostly done, although I am going to test something today, because what we're here to focus on right now is, while all this is here, this is not just 3.8.5. 3.8.5, we are also including the 3D platform sample and sort of a bunch of other things we're trying to bring together to make the release what it is. It does mean also updating all the samples and all the documentation, but first and foremost, one thing we're getting out is, now where have I got it? We did announce this, so what are we looking at? No, not GitHub. The MonoGame site and the blog. Now, we announced this several times on our open hours. I've not added a tag for samples. Where are you? It's not hard to find. There it is. There's a 3D platformer sidekick. You might have seen this. It's into open hours. Nice little platformer. We went to and even talked to Kenny, who built this sample for Godot, and some of our members have gone bang together. We've got the 3D platformer sample. So at the moment, if we're okay, I've got it open here. Right. Okay. We've got the sample. Let's see where we're up to here. Okay, so yeah, I already updated this to use the new content pipeline. So it goes on content project with a builder. Let's just check that this builds. Was good. Where are we up to? Yeah, it builds. And if I start it, we should jump into the terminal and we'll see the output. So with the content builder project, as opposed to the, oh, look at that, we've already stopped, crashed. Why have we stopped some things? Because I'm running it direct from the sample, aren't I? Instead of, normally you would build it and run it from the project. If you run it direct from the actual content project, then it doesn't use what the platform tells it to do. It just uses what default setup. And I'm going to guess it's something desktop.gl, yeah, with desktop.gl, working directory. Let's run that again. What? Where's that music stopped? In run all loop. Oh, there we go. Leave it on all loop. Okay, couldn't find a part path. Sample started platform. Wait, that's not right. It's going back to. Oh, it's gone all the way back to the root. It's going too far. So we've got too many. Yes, because in the base template, when you do the start kit template or do the content builder, it expects it to sort of be a level above, because usually the builder is elsewhere. But we are real. Again, we're dog fooding, testing, trying out everything to do with actually the content pipeline. And right, okay, so if I've changed that path, and key thing, if you're ever changing the content builder, if you change anything in the builder, you need to rebuild it, the exe. But once you've built it, that's it. You can just run it. So in fact, if I instead of just running it, I've got the exe. So where's it? Okay, let's go into the terminal. No, that's not that terminal. Go away. Give me another terminal. There we go. Right, so we're in the platformer, we're in the content. Oops, no. No. What we've got here, we've got, bin. Autocomplete. Bin. Debug. We're not in Android. Go away. We have done a debug. Okay, no. Let's do this as I would. So if I was running a proper runtime project, in the way the content builder is packaged when you use one of the start kit templates, when you set it up, and you have your, it's really side stuff in another place now. I'm going to another place. If you've got your project set up with this, so this import, then you're running the content builder in debug mode. So we're doing development builder content, we're doing development builder of a project, it mashes them together for you automatically. That replicates what the MGCB does right today, which we're trying to get rid of. In a real-time project, then I wouldn't have this, because I'm doing my build, doing my developments, I'm doing my release build, and I'm doing my content separately. So I want to build this for release. So .NET build /release. Bug. No switch. No switch. Right. Oh. -C release. Come on, son. Wake up. I know it's a Sunday, no, it's late in the evening. Okay, that's built. So now if I go to my bin, the release folder, there's my build, there's my content project, and I'm just going to run this now. So, no. So, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're showing me up on TV here. Nope. Platforms back in the content. Bin release. No, we've got content. Autocomplete is killing me today. No. Because with the command line, fine now, go away. Just debug start it, forget it. We just want to see if this is building, so off it goes. It's building our content, a lot of FBXs, a lot of images, levels, all our levels. And we succeeded, great. So if I go and run the desktop project now, you will technically try and rebuild the content, but it won't matter because it's skipping it because it's all cached. Well, it should be. So, where are we today? Right, here's the sample. Starting up. Nice little platform. So we got like glow, shadows. I can start the game. So camera controls, walk. Oh, nice little snowy effect there. And it trips me up every time. Okay, fine. Glow effects. This is hard on the keyboard. Have I got my gamepad? Gamepad. Oh, is gamepad wide up? Use gamepad wind up. Go away. Desktop. Content. Source. Platform game. How is it? What we're doing with this input? Yes, we know draw. Screens. How are we doing input? Come on. Yes. We've got an input state class, which is our input manager, and in here we've got keyboard, and yes, we've got gamepad. Good, and we've got button key presses. No. Okay, that's something. Okay, I was going to try the gamepad. That's not going to work because although we've got gamepad and keyboard states, we've only got button checking. So add that to the list of things. Okay, right, fine. So yes, to confirm. Oh. Okay, so okay, Pepe, we will clean that up, and that's see, that's just wrong. That's just wrong. It's the wrong way around. Okay, so can I make the jump this way? It really tells me the developer can't play his own game. Right, what's going on? Oh wait, there's a double jump. Okay, so if this is going to be a proper game sample, that needs to be smooth. There we go. Okay, we've got, hey, what? Why is that checking? No. Okay, good. Right, it plays, it runs, it's doing things, lots of shining effects, the world is around. Okay, so we have a platform. Just checking, yes, we only got desktop. So it's like, so gamepad is working, boys. Gamepad is off. I'll just look. Pad. Oh, I just realised my chat open. You know, I'm going to change the music, although that's just a very short loop. I'll leave it up for now. Bigger things. So gamepad. So yeah, we've got the gamepad state. Oh, okay. What's the readme say about gamepad support? It has it. That'll help me. Oh, okay. The camera. He's doing all the input there. So if you follow university, it's because I don't like doing this. So that'll clean up. But one platform does not a multi-platform project take. So let's get started and add a new project. We want to add new MonoGame. Let's go for. I'm running on Windows, so it's doing DirectX project. Now, granted, this is the base DirectX. This is DirectX 11, not the GX12. We'll see how we get on. Let's get basic first. We usually think we've got desktop, we've got OpenGL running. We want to try that by things. So, whoops. The keyboard keeps doing this. What to do? Windows. Default directory, create project. Yes, I've got Windows. Okay, so that's going to be a clean project. So, as that's you running the base MonoGame project template, where are we? Platforms, Windows. Yeah, there's going to be a lot. So we don't need the .config. Go away. We don't need a game because we've already got a game. We'll just copy over what we're going to do with that. What's going on here? We'll come back to it. I want to get a project running first. So, So if I can look at our desktop CS proj. Okay, it's getting game source here. So again, it's always a personal point of choice. So some of our samples, we have a class library. I think that the 2D gamer tutorial uses a class library. This is using the alternate method, which is having basically files in a folder that's common and simply reference them. Both ways are valid. The only caveat is that when I'm doing projects, generally I prefer a class library because that's testable. If you do this way, then I have to test in the game project. So I can't separate them. But anyway, we're just trying to get this working now. So we need to have our source, those are our references. Oh, wait. Let's type it 3.8. So yes, because it's going on the template. And this is using the very latest preview. So we'll just fix that. And obviously we're using the content builder. So we need this reference to here. Which reminds me, I was pointed out there's something in there I need to change. In there. Oh, cool. Focus. Right, okay, so we got a Windows platform. We do also need now, because one of the things we had with the old MGCB, it did a lot of things for you. Set the platform, it set your assembly definition up and other things. But with the content builder, we can't do that. We need to define this. Let's have an assembly name. I did see in the README that they've also added this different. There's a load of code that's locked behind a development flag, so that only when you're in debug mode activate the development mode flag. It's right. It's away. Okay, so those in. So it's the same assembly as desktop. So what that means is that when we build and run this, we're going to get 3D platformer.exe, both for OpenGL and Windows. It's the same. This is not desktop.gl, so this is just checking this my Windows project. So that's going to be Windows. If you ever need to look up what these are, they're in the docs. It's nice and easy to find. That's in there. Source. Okay. Does it build? No. What? Whoa. Oh. Fool me again. Again, the base templates are using the old MGCB system, so it's still got this preview.task. We don't need that. That's what's causing that, because it's the builder.task command is basically looking for the MGCB. We've removed all config or reference to it. It doesn't exist. We don't want it. No way. We're looking into the future and building ahead from there. So build. What are we doing? Rebuild, because what is going on here? No, we're actually going to content build failure. Why are we going to content build failure? What is going on here? Okay, so why wasn't I getting a console? Why are we not building for Windows? Okay, that's something. I think that's something I discussed with team earlier this week. Is that we're not getting enough detail about what's going on there. So we have our content project. We know it's building for desktop.gl, so there can't be anything wrong with the actual content itself. So let's go to our content project in the builder. Okay, and our builder currently runs for desktop.gl, which we know works. So I'm going to change this to Windows. Build.content. Whoops. I need to build it because I've changed the builder. Do a instance. Okay, well that worked. Why did that work? I don't trust it. Let's close this. And I'm going to remove I don't trust you. I don't trust you rebuilt then. Those. Go away, right. Come on, let's see what's going on here. Come on, reload. Okay, content, build. Okay. See, there. we did have a failure because although we're running as a platform, it's not building as a platform, so it's not coming out the right place. So what failed? Or textures, okay, whoa, we probably need some colouring in this as well. Anyway, so our shadow effect FX. Now, the shader worked. One of my least favorite things when dealing cross-platform is shaders. So basically, that the shader we've got is working for OpenGL, but it's not working for DirectX. This is always thing whether I'm coming from MonoGame, whether we're going for XNA and trying to build samples and cross-project things. It's always the shaders that are the problem. So right, where are our shaders? So where are effects? Shadow effects. So right, let's get rid of you. You're not helping. Can I close you? Probably because I'm zooming. It's not let me do it. Okay, so let's see. Shadow effect. In here we have structures, methods. Okay, loop. Okay, what we can do. A loop is basically a standard HSL command, basically saying pre-optimize this. This is a loop. It's going to be running a long time. You can try and pre-optimize it. So will that fix it? Now we're changing the content of the builder. I could just run the content builder if I could remember how to do that. And no, we're still failing. So we're still the same error. Shaders, bane my existence. Okay, let's close it. Oh, thank you for closing it. Where are you? So that's not working. So if we're not doing that, could it be the shader model? What we're doing now? Right. Okay. Ooh. You will see this a lot in old samples or in some MonoGame samples as well. Is that to keep conformity with the way XNA worked? Is we'll limit the shader models to, in this case, DirectX 9. So we're using shader language 4, but we're limiting it to basically DirectX 9. And I'm going to guess this is too beefy for DX9. And in shader model 3 for OpenGL, that's generally not an issue. So let's just try. Let's use full channel 4, which is the maximum we can use within the DirectX 11. I'm not in DirectX 12. We can use 6 and above, which is a lot easier. So changing that. Let's see. We could probably add the loop argument to make it better. Hey, there we go. First problem down, we're fixing our shaders, so we're running. So, okay. Our content is building. And as my general feeling goes, is get it working first. Then you can make it pretty. You can spend too long in these projects trying to work out exactly the finer elements of trying to get something down and working. But it can also cause problems if you're trying to go too deep, too fast. So let's get it working first. So, and also make sure we run our OpenGL one. Is that not breaking it? It shouldn't, because all we've done is change. Yeah, okay, that's fine. There's no bad support. Okay, so again, that shouldn't affect it, but generally speaking, especially if I'm changing shaders, I'm testing both. Right, so our windows now should build. Here we have coffee on a Sunday night. We're enjoying building things out. No, we're still not building. What's going on? Obviously, I don't want to run access for building, but it wasn't working. So what's the content build? Oh, see, this is what you get for going too fast. So I've added a new project. I've referenced the code. Hey, but unfortunately, what I've not done, platforms, Windows, yeah, that's not. I've changed the entry point to the entry point in desktop. What's desktop doing? Because this is one of the beautiful things you can do when you, especially when doing multi-platform projects. If you've got your code over here doing all the running, your platforms, the actual platform project itself is just a shim. It's simply a pointer saying, "Can you run this code?" That allows you to ensure that when you're doing your building and marketing for the project, you're going to build a desktop YAML. You've got all the desktop YAML and the assets you can use for shipping for that one. And for Windows, you'll have a different set of assets in marketing in the way you're packaging and building it. Right, so that's doing that. Let's copy this. On Windows. There. It's the same. I mean, arguably for that, I could just say, I would generally have the entry point as well shared, but where the problem that comes into is that with iOS and Android and things like that, mobile and consoles, is that you generally then run. So entry points are keeping the platform so it knows what it's running when. Also helpful that if I need to put any additional kind of protection here, so if I wanted to basically have a try catcher on this, so I can capture logging from a machine if it's not running, makes it easier. And you can tailor that to what platform it's going to be running on. So, are we going to build? Come on. Hey, good, we're starting. And no. We're back to shaders again. So, welcome to the joys of multi-platform projects. So, if I go, so that's the Windows project. If I go in here, I can't do that because it's running. So let's see, platformer, platforms, desktop. I've built the desktop one, so I can run this side by side. Now 3D platformer. Okay, let's have a look at the before and after shot. Do these two things look the same? No. So we're getting the mainline rendering, so the character's definitely drawing. The menu itself is drawing in animate, so that's not an issue. We have shadows. So something else. Okay, so let's have a look. Right, okay, we can actually then start digging into our project now, see what's going on. Don't worry, we don't need you anymore. So, it's not like, okay, so something is different between the two. The bloom shader. Okay, if we're standardizing one, we can standardize all of it, but I don't think it's the bloom because there was definitely glow around the actual characters. Some textures. No, I don't think it's that one. The shadow, we know that's working. Cover that out. Some solid matrices. Solid shadow mappings. Plus samplers. Yeah, there's everything in there. Vignette. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's one of those weird things. Vignette. I've always been strange in working out what the hell it was talking about. Oh, there's chat. I've not been looking. Hey. Yes, sorry, Cactus. It's not Tom. That's how we started the stream. Please don't adjust your steps. It's yeah. I've jumped in and taken over Tom's stream for a laugh. Well, not for a laugh. I've got things to do. I needed to do work to update this 3D sample, and I might as well done it online. I had a free afternoon, evening. And we're now 7:30 here. So. Oh, the music's okay. We're okay, right? No, I was complaining about the music earlier, so let's try some future pop. What's this? Oh, no, can't play. Right, we'll see how that goes. There. Thank you, Till, for joining. Let's see. Go back to chat. Where are we? Da, da, da. Yeah, you know, okay, yeah, I'm not. Fine, you're going to call me out. Can I change the title here? Yes, it says with Tom. I didn't change that. Can I? There. I'm updating it. Da, da, da. No. The chat on Twitch. Well, the YouTube chat's going into Twitch. I've got yeah, the restream bot seems to be sharing the chat between it, so I don't know. Yeah, sorry. It is showing it there. I just wasn't looking. It's my bad. Oh, welcome, lad. Yeah, I'm not locked in. I was just hungry for some development, and I've been ultimately paid maintainers. We never sleep. We're always too busy fixing things, and if we're going to fix things, we want to do online and just do it. Hi, Dean. Glad you can make it. Join online so you can see me breaking the code. Oh, well, I hope it's better now. Right. So after you're all complete, I've got the chat on screen now, so I can see the chat. I've tried doing what Tom does. We're having the chat in stream. That is the cardinal rule, Dean. Yes. If I break it, I fix it. And in this case, well, it's already broken, so I need to fix it anyway. But anyway, yeah, I can't get Tom's chat on screen. I don't know why, but the chat agent when I installed my machine, he only shows one meeting, and I put a call into support about it. So Tom gets it to work. I can't. I can do this. I mean, I can do that, but then it looks a bit meh, and it kind of moves away from the screen. It can't. It needs improving. Anyway, you're distracting me. I'm trying to fix code here. All right. Okay. So Victor, okay, fix that. I mean, let's say okay. We've updated all these trees to use the same. So I've got screen texture. Oh yeah. Okay. That's doing the standard. Yeah. So we're sampling it. Get the distance to the right, distance to such a screen. Apply a little saturation. And then smooth it across the screen and applying it. Okay. Okay, well, we've updated the model, so let's go and test that again. The weird thing is that weird. Okay, I don't know what to do. I'll leave it to vote for the chat. Do you want the music on or off? I mean, it's only in the background, right? And I'm looking at colored screen. Now this is hitting one of the general complaints, and something I must admit I've hassled Tom and others about working with these things, is that you find that OpenGL is very forgiving. If there's something not quite right, it either ignores the problem or does something what it thinks it might be right. It's not necessarily always right, but it falls over. So, right, so it's not the shaders themselves, or to do that I can see. So, where are we applying these shaders? Let's have a look. We've got three. Got bloom, boom, boom. Let's go look at bloom first. Whoops. Blom shader. Now that's the bloom. In fact, we don't need to look at that. We're going to post-processor. Right, okay, good. Nice central post-processing class. In the device, get some render targets. Okay, we're doing bloom, and we've got the main screen. Okay, good. So we're doing both the ViewNet and the bloom effect in here. Sprite brush consumer supposed to drawing the effect. Okay, set some render targets up. Loading the effects. Getting the scenes, starting up the doing structure render targets. Okay, I just run the scene. We're just rendering it to register. Okay, fine. Okay, so yeah, we're doing the main begin scene. So we're drawing the current active frame to the main render target. Then we're finishing the scene once we finish drawing, and then basically setting back to the screen. And then we're applying our post-processing. So when we get into here, we have a main render target which has the cut to the current frame. And then we're basically going to apply a load fix, which is a standard kind of thing we're doing to it. So in here we've got right. So we then change our render target to the bloom extract. This is, I'd say, sprite based. So it's okay. So that'll explain why. If I look at the bloom. Yeah, this does not. This only has. Yeah, only has pixel shaders. Now, because we're using sprite batch and we're drawing a 2D overlay effect, we don't actually need the vertex shader because the sprite batch text cares that for us. I've typed something there. Hold on, I've deleted. So yeah, fine. We don't. Is the vision the same? Yes, we're only doing. So yeah, these are all simple 2D post-processing overlay effects. It's fine. So get it, we set the blend state, set our parameters, apply, they do draw. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong now. Do something there. So, okay, start market. If we go to, I'm actually going to use our tutorial because I remember in the 2D tutorial, just to figure my shaders. And okay, so I know this works. This works in OpenGL, DirectX, Android, iOS. Yeah, so because normal path, what we're doing. We have our texture, we have our shader output, which becomes the input for our pixel shader, and yes, we're just going to pixel shader, so that's not a problem there. And we've got one technique. Yes, explain. Okay, so this is, and that's what I thought. So loading the effect, but we're actually using the effect in the actual sprite batch begin. So the general way to do, if you're going to apply an effect or a shader to 2D rendering, you actually want to do it within the sprite batch because it does look more efficiently. And I suspect it shouldn't affect it because it should just work anyway. But it likely will affect how it passes the texture. So doing it this way may or may not actually get the texture. So right, let's fix this. So what we actually want, not the draw call, the begin. So in this one, we're actually doing the bloom effect. So let's rewrite this a bit. Effect. Oh, go away. No, autocomplete. Go away. Getting in my way. You're useful sometimes. Because look you know. No, what? I've already told you to stop doing that. Right. Right, go on. I want that to be the bloom effect because that's this one. We're doing bloom effect first. Right, so let's reorder this now because that's our begin call. Then so our draw, we're doing apply. We don't need apply because we're setting everything in advance. We don't need to do that there. So let's clean this up a bit. So we set the render target. We begin our sprite batch. We draw the texture we want. We're drawing our output to the render effect using this effect. So this will bloom on the main render target. And we're also passing in the bounds of, okay, we're doing segmented bloom, white and end. Okay, right, that's fine. Oh, great, we're going to do it to the rest as well. So, go away. Stop. Why are you doing that? Go away. Why is that doing that? Right, again, we're drawing the bloom effect again, but with different parameters. So if I what we can do. That's an alpha blend. So okay, so in the first pass alpha blend, and we're doing an opaque. So we're doing an opaque overall to. Okay, so we're doing a different kind of pass here where we're taking in the last run of sim, which was the render target, and then we're going to. Okay, so let's get this over here, and we're running in a different. Do that. Okay, so duplicate that now. Okay, so we'll check. So okay, in this one we're doing the bloom extract technique. Okay, fine. So we're standard extract, combine. So extract. Then we're doing the blur. So drawing the blur render target. Yeah, because in that one we're taking the bloom extract and then we're doing with an alpha blend. We're applying the extract. Yeah, we're doing bloom extract, working out what we need to blur. Do the target. Then we're going to comments here. Yeah, extract all the bright areas. Then we're going to do 2 rounds of blurring. So blurring with those parameters. We've got some blur. Then we're doing it again, but doing it horizontally and then vertically. So we need to. So these two should be the same. So okay. Yeah, another opaque. So we want to take our blue effect again. Okay, take those out. Do all that. So apply technique, apply parameters. Yeah, and we're one in the X direction, one in the Y direction, one in the X direction. Okay, done. Then we're doing a combine step. Again, using the bloom effect. So let's just copy that over. Begin. Okay, yeah. We keep our rendering code together, and we go to our properties. So we can see clearly that these are the properties that we've got. These are the properties it's going to apply. Then we're going to do our rendering step, draw, and then we got the last one here, but this is the vignette effect. So let's see. That's what we want is the vignette effect. Okay, and we are not okay. Yeah, so we're already drawing back to the screen, and all we're going to do is draw back. We're still drawing to the screen, but applying a vignette effect over overlay. I do an alpha blend pass. Fine. So we're not changing the render state. Okay. So and that we're setting the radius, center, and smoothness. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Draw render type. Okay, we've got some render targeting. Probably you. Okay. Good if it needed. Oh, so that's the main post processing. Okay, so we've done blue. And what else we got? Boom, and we got shadows as well. Shadows. How the shadows rendering? Draw shadow. Okay, scene renderer. Well, that's a unique name. Scene renderer. Okay, and okay, so that's fine. That's doing 3D. Okay. Draw model shadow. Yeah. This is something we know we need to fix. There's a lot of code in here for basically. I've got this model put on the screen in this place. Yes, there's lots of overrides and things you can do. You can see we're doing lots of calculations. Granted, we're doing calculations here for shadow, so we're doing it for get a shadow near a flop. Shadow. That's not, we don't do spelling mistakes in here. Fix that. That's right. Okay. There we go. So we basically got the two distances that we want shadows to apply from where they're going to apply from the model to outwards. Calculate this and based on the position. Calculate the alpha to have a fall off. Depending on the alpha, we're setting different states. So yeah, either we're drawing the shadow or not. Okay, yeah, so these are the kind of things. It's like having to work out all the matrices. We should just do it for you. Normalizing the transforms. Then we're doing okay. We've got a shadow effect set up. Applying a lot of the parameters. So what technique we're using. Position all our lights. I do wonder if the basic setup of light going to work for that, but let's leave it alone. Oh, good. We've got an entity system within in the sample, so that some things cast shadows, some things don't. Very simple, basic thing to do. And then, yeah, again, this is another thing we need to clean up, because having to do this is coming back from XNA land. Was just raw. Is you had a model which has a set of vertex buffers and index buffers, and in bones, if it's actually defined, and then we have to do all this logic we have to do every single time we want to draw a model, which is a pain. So far I'm calculating the little matrices, do the translation, setting all our effect parameters, and then rendering it. Again, every single model for everything is just, there is a bookmark mark on time to actually try and work and improve that. So that's a full 3D effect. There's no 2D overlays. Now we only got drawn. Okay, fine. So our post processor is updated. Now we're doing it properly through the sprite batch. So have we fixed it? Well, first and foremost, have we broken it? I am going to run out of coffee. So desktop gel. We're still good. Okay. There's the vignette effect. So it's actually causing a dark shadow on the corners. And they get the shadow map there, and then we can see the blur placing glowing effect we applied. Right, okay, so Windows. Going on the same machine stuff. No. Well, we have still got the glow. I can see glow around the shadows. So the shadow effects, there's not an issue with that. The glow is being applied to a cover that, so it must be this vignette, because this is again one of the differences between OpenGL and with DirectX is that OpenGL, if there's a frame in memory that's going to be running on there, it'll apply effects on the shader based upon what's in memory. If you're not overriding it or changing it or something, DirectX doesn't. DirectX is a case of no, I need the texture. So okay, let's have a look. What is going on with this effect? So it's not bloom. We think that's fine. For you. Okay, so let's make this simple. We got our effect. Let's just, instead of that, let's see what we're getting. So we are sampling the texture with a screen sampler. It's the old style way of doing it, but that should still work. Modern types now use registers rather than samplers. Well, this should still work in DirectX 11. So we're sampling the texture. Let's just put the color back to the screen, which basically tells us what the texture is we're getting. So, for instance, if we run this in desktop now, we should see the effect, but without the vignette. So we just get raw. So there we go. Without the vignette, that's what I expected. It's just drawing it, which should be the main, as we're yeah, we render the main texture, and then we're basically then setting it to graphics in. We're just drawing back what we should be getting in, without applying any effect to it, because we're just overlaying with the screen. So what we're getting in Windows. It is the font. Oh, okay, well. Okay. I'm getting nothing. Getting no scene. Okay. So what about the input color? Because we're multiplying with the input color here, so about time ago, I did the 2D shader tutorial has got a nice little hot reload system, which made fantastic working on this. What? Why are they different? And one of the interesting things that come out of DirectX is case of this we expect to see if there is no texture. But in one style we are getting a texture, in the other style we're not. So oh no, we're not getting a texture in either case, but that's what this was doing. This was basically saying whatever the input texture is, and obviously that's the input texture we're getting is just a color gradient, which generally means in Windows is that it doesn't have a texture. Or is going to, well, DesktopGL's going to texture is not working the way it's expecting it to. So, but if we switch to the sampler, we get a different result. That's where it's different, but in both cases, effectively, this is just a null texture. So it's sampling, but it's not getting anything. So it's actually doing nothing. So basically, then you're just going to get a fully transparent image. Okay. So what are we getting here? So because it's a standard 2D shade at the moment, we're not setting it. Let's try setting it. Parameters. I'm going to leave this blank for a moment. What are you doing that? Can't say if there's no parameter. Set value. This can be a texture. So what we want is the main render type, because that's what effect we're applying. Okay, and our parameter is screen texture, because that's our texture. Okay, so we've got we've got radius, we've got center, we've got smoothness, and we've got our screen texture. The order of these doesn't really matter because it's just looking at what parameter is. Okay, right. So we're sending in it. We're definitely sending in a texture now to this parameter. I'm out of coffee. This is not a good time. Right, so we're starting, and whoa, whoa. Okay, so what's null? Well, null parameters can only mean it's not got a parameter. So let's have a look. What's our shade using mod? Okay, it's returning color. Okay, oh, come back. Okay, so vignette effect has got it's missing the radius center of spoon. That's odd. Why are they getting? Oh, okay. Shader logic 101. If you don't use something in a shader, the shader goes, "You're not using that. I don't need it." So because I'm not actually using. Let's see. Yeah, the radius and radius, center, and smoothness. Although they are declared here, even though these are declared and it's technically using them, this is not then used in the result. So when the shader compiler looks at it, it looks at the full end-to-end of the shader of how that's working. So that even if you declare it and you got some there, if it's not involved in the result, so it's not actually used in the processing of the actual result, then it will ignore it. So okay, well, let's go away. Let's take away that. We'll go back to our original. Okay, so we've got color, the vignette, which uses the smoothness, and the vignette uses the distance and the distance, and the distance uses the radius and center. Right, so these variables now used. We've got screen texture, which is being sampled. Okay. Oh yeah, heaven forbid a compiler should compile something else. I mean, where would that happen? Generally, well, I always have my code stripping level to low, unless you're getting down to the real fine nitty gritty. You're trying to work on something. You don't want to performance tune something out. Make it work first. Oh, some debug things. So go here and well, hey, oh come on. Oh, no reference from the screen check. Why? Okay, so we have our shader parameters. There's our radius. No texture. Why is there no texture? Because we've got color. Oh, because we're using input color. We're not. This isn't actually used. So okay, let's switch this around. We'll use you here, so that's our colors multiplied by the sum of what the two textures are, and we'll just change you to color. Okay, so color samples the texture, which multiplies by the input color, and then color is used in here. So right, there. It's now being used. Invariably, kids, if something's not working in shader, it's either down to the inputs being missing or the effect being. Oh, come on. So, yeah, it's either down to the case of the inputs not being provided, or down to the actual property or anything else not being used in the final result. So, you work through these things and you check them. So we now know that those are there. Those parameters must be there because I'm setting the texture. Right. Okay. So there was the debug draw things in this project. How are they used? Is it the README? README. Where is that? Okay. Yeah, I missed that. I've tried the sample several times, and I was never able to make that first jump. Hopefully, it's a double jump. We've got Blender integration. This one might try to play with that later. Okay, we've got building, and we've got some controls. Ah, there we go. We can hit F2 to see the shadow targets. Right. Okay. So 2. Oops. Okay, the stream resizes up. F2 is not working. Maybe it's only in game. Okay. 2, no. Why is F2 not working? We are in debug mode, doing F2. What are we missing? Where's our source? From a game. So we're doing F2. And plus take F2 and we also need is control and F2. Note to self, okay, let me just because I'm going to have to update this anyway for the sample. Node keys. I'll tidy that up later, but let's just so I don't forget. Okay, so where's our project? Right, okay, so control F2. Okay, we've got some render targets. Which one to draw where? So we had our scene renderer is drawing it. It's got destination. Why is that 0? I guess that's going to come from a game. Oh, let's just make it easier. I don't know why VS Code's not picking up that reference. Yeah, thanks, Dave. I did check that, but you remember I copied that over, so it was there. It's just it's just missing control key. Okay, so let's do it for shadow map. That is, oops, there we go. That's okay, it's in here. Right, so that's defining a rectangle there, and then a rectangle. So this is drawing these side by side. So I've got the shadow maps. There's pretty, and then I've got. It's only drawn one, so it's tied this up a little bit. We want more. We want more post-processing because the moment we're drawing a blur. Right. Okay. So let's draw some others. So obviously we've done here before. So we've got the. What we got to do? We got main, bloom, extract, blur, and blur 2. Bloom, extract, blur, and 1. Yeah. Okay, and let's put this on a different row. From there. So in here then we just want to draw them all side by side. So use that. But this could be that one. Oops. What's the rectangle? I don't know what we're writing too much here, but okay. So the first one is just the rectangle width. Then comes 2, comes 3, comes 4. Quick and simple. Be cracking out the monster soon. Okay, so go to game, render targets. Okay, I better off. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so those are main render targets now set up. So there's the two shadow ones, and then we're drawing our main. There we go. Go away. Our main render target. Now it's blurred at grey, but yeah, it's actually drawing the right colour, so that's fine. And our blur blue extract, which finds the light areas. Then we're going to blur it horizontally and vertically. So we have a texture, and the texture is fine. And the texture is what we're sending into the shader. So it's, even though it's not rendering, it's not the texture. So if the input is fine and the parameters are fine and the shader effect is fine, let's deal back. So in fact, I'm going to go back to our 2D tutorial. Where is it? Okay, so what are we missing? We fixed the sprite batch, so it's actually rendering using using effects. It's not there. Now this passes in through, so we go to sprite batch and drawing with an effect. Right, okay. Effect. This is sprite effect. Okay, so that's just no problem. Where's effect? That does not help me at all. Oh, let's draw straight. We won't draw. Okay, I'm going to have to check that right now. There. Okay, let's go. Oh, there's another question. Question to a question. Right. Okay. So to do an effect. So where are we using the effect in here? To draw a batch. Batcher. Okay, first the sprite remove and sprite batcher. Draw back with an effect. Sorting modes. Okay, here you go. Right. So when we dig down to the deeper, what the sprite effect is actually drawing, when we're actually rendering it with our own custom effect, this is why we don't need to do the pass and apply and things like that, because we're using wherever the current technique is set, which we're setting. So there. Okay, let's make this bigger. Okay, so we're using whatever the current technique is. We're setting the techniques. That's not an issue there. We do the pass apply. Again, that's why we don't need it in code, because Sprite Batch is doing it for us. It's then getting the texture, and then we're doing a draw primitives. Okay, we're doing find a standard quad of the screen, doing a count, and we're drawing with a vertex position color texture. So formats. No, I'm not in here. Okay, so this is using a vertex position color texture. So this means that we need a, because this handles all the vertex stuff, vertex shader ahead of us for us. It's using the format of this vertex declaration. So can we go to here? Yep. And if you've read anything about, that's not very helpful. No, it's this vertex declaration. So let's go to here. There. Okay. Let's go to there. So we can see a vertex position color texture as the name. Surprise. I don't vibe code. Well, I certainly don't do it online. No, we're building samples, we're digging into code, and we're trying to understand why we're not getting the result we want. And if I don't get the result I want, and the docs don't tell me what I need to know, I'm digging into this is MonoGame, the back end code. So, and yeah, this is Shader Diagnostics 101. So we're looking through the shaders and we're trying to figure out why it's not rendering. OpenGL is rendering, but OpenGL, some can say it's intelligent, some can say lazy. I'm leaning towards the lazy element. It just works it out. But DirectX requires you to tell things. And if something's not right, it just thinks if something doesn't try. So the avenue we're getting down to now is that the sprite vector engine is in effect, we're using this vertex position color texture declaration, which means the vertex struct that runs the shader for the sprite batch requires a position, requires a color, and requires a texture. Now, what's also interesting as well is that, as Tom keeps telling me when he's teaching me these things, is that the order of these things is also important. So although you can have the elements in an input struct, they also have to be in the same order. So what is our shader doing? So we know, okay, so here's our struct, which, as we're not implementing an actual vertex shader, we're simply accepting what's coming out of the vertex shader and then taking that into our pixel shader, which fine, we've got a structure for it. And here we've got position, we're in the wrong order. So as the struct here states, we are using vertex position color texture, which means you need a vector 3, a color, which is also a vector 4, and then a vector 2 as the texture coordinate. So position, color, and texture. But our shader is currently trying to use the structure. Now, this is something that can easily trip people up when you're trying to diagnose shaders, and it's like everything looks fine. But order matters when it comes to the actual vertex input, especially if you're using. Now, if you were defining your own, you could do it your own way around, but you have to make sure that your vertex declarations that you're using in your source match what your shaders expect. And while OpenGL will go, oh, well, you've got a vector 4, a float 4, a float 4, and a float 2. I'll match them up. DirectX goes, no. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Right, so let's reorder these, which might sound strange, but okay. So now we're using position, color, texture, and we haven't changed the name, so that shouldn't change anything there. Right, what's that done to us? I simply have the actual vertex structure wrong. Hey, there we go. And I also need to make sure that we've not broken debug. Yeah, and there desktop gels work. Okay, so that's working. Now there is something I noted there. I noted when. Okay, so another thing's bothering me now is that we're currently setting the texture, but you'll notice none of these other passes are. So we shouldn't have to send that because the sprite batch is the one that's sending the texture. So if I take that off and run this, because again, these samples are meant to be the exact same way you're supposed to build these things and how they run. Okay, yep, that's fine. The texture's coming in. It's obviously attaching it to the first register slot or the texture slot that's on the shader. Good. So there we go. So the issue there was that our input structure, our vertex input structure, so the sprite batch is rendering a quad, and it's using the quad based upon the vertex structure, a vertex position color texture, and our ours are simply just not in the right order. That's all that's causing that problem. So, right, let me fix that. Now, is this used anywhere else? I mean, the other effects seem to work, but we should make sure that this is correct elsewhere. That one's in the right order. So I wonder why they're different. Okay, shadow effect. Okay, that's a slight different because it's different cross sampling. This one's a 3D effect, so it's not using a standard quad that's coming in. So that's fine, so that's not affected. The bloom was right, but shadow was wrong. Oops, sorry, vignette was wrong. Position color texture, position color texture. Oh well, problem solved. Okay, so we have now got a sample running in Windows. So let's commit that. If I've got something running, I make sure I commit it. So what else? What's changed? Oh, what's changing here? We changed the Windows. We changed the path. Yeah, that's fine. We changed the shader models, and we also reordered this and ensured that we made a change here to ensure that this actual texture sampler was actually being used, because we make sure we multiply the input texture here based on the inputs. They should arguably be the same texture, but it's good to use them. Shadow effect, we just updated the shader model, which we had to do for the loop. Bloom, we just put the same with that just to keep things the same. We've added the windows. Okay, yeah, so let's add these. So we checked those. We updated the builder, and also we've added the. Okay, we've made updates to the scene renderer. Just spelling changes. Yeah, we updated the post processor quite a bit to actually do the sprite running correctly. Spelling. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Content empty. What? Oh, yes, that's the. We can get rid of that. I'm not using the content. In fact, is there a folder in here for it? Come on, down. Sources or platforms, Windows. Also content. Get rid of you. Can I just delete you? Content be gone. We're using the content build. We're not using the content pipeline. We're not using the MGCB, I should say. And then we've just got our parts for Windows, which is fine. One config. That's set up fine. That's using platform one. I mean, I can manifest. Oh, that should be fine for now. Right, okay. So we have our sample running. Oh, let's commit it. Okay, so I like to get nice verbose messages where I'm actually changing or updating things. So add the Windows platform. Do loads of things. That's pixel shade default, not. We okay, so push that up. So right, where are we now? No, don't do that. I'll do that later. Okay, so we have Windows. We have. Let's just make sure nothing else is broken. Come on back over here. Yep, no, there's no input controls here, so we're starting the game. Oops, okay, my keyboard's gone to sleep. There we go. Impact's working. You can double jump. Yeah, that's I don't like that. I'm gonna get I'm terrible playing this game. But the game seems to be running, the effects are now working, and that's now shiny. What are we doing with the message there? Something about going on there. So we have our level, it's working. Great. Now, one of the other things that we showcased, and this will be my first time actually trying this, is that it's in the readme. Okay, we got the project, source, content, level editing. So yeah, we actually use Blender. So let's see now. All these inputs the level.blend file. So what do we have in content for? What do I see? Yeah, there's a Blender folder. There we go. So in our Blender folder here, we've got several scripts. We've got our enemy, our level, the platforms, and the jump pad. Let's go and have a look at those. Turning down navigation pane. Okay. Unfortunately, this I can't make. Can I make? Oh, there we go. Whoa. Okay, so we've got some Blender files. So we're going to open these. I should have Blender installed. I don't know if it's up to date. Oh, it's thinking. It's on the other screen. It's thinking. Honest, it's there. We have got Blender. It is working. And my Blender's thinking about starting. I've got Blender working, haven't I? Oh, okay. No, I was giving it, not giving it enough time. There we go. So that's anyway. Let's load that. Range. Good. Okay. So. Okay, and the sample says it has a platform or run platform export. I suspect that's only for nope. Huh. Okay, looks like I might need to dig in this a bit more. About where is it has been far too long since I've looked at Blender. Scripting. No, I think that's to do with something else. Okay, thanks, Dave. Right, I need to make sure I have some instructions around that then. So save that. Okay, so level.blend, which is what it did. Yes, I agree. That's exactly what it did tell me to open. So, oh, hello. Right, okay. Screenshot. Because it was unexpected. Okay, I'm going to guess the script is okay. Well, I'm going to capture that for later. Okay, allow execution. Okay, give a preview. Right, now this says. Okay, so it does say we need to add the screenshot to it. And add a platformer. I said yes, I think. I selected allow execution. Okay. Well, yeah, there's our level. So we got all the levels in here. So level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Got a camera, and we also let's have a look at level 1. Okay, this one, not this one. Oh. Double clicking it. There you go. Right, okay, so there's our level 1. You can see everything is laid out nicely. Okay, there's an object there, which is there's our clouds, our coins, jump pad, and oh yeah, there we are, player spawn, which is in the right place. Okay, good. So all the elements are in there. So we built or D. Great, but I'm not getting. I know you can comment Dean, but I'm not getting the menu option that Docs is currently saying. Just make sure I did click OK. Close that. I've save. Again. Okay. Menu. Okay. Allow execution. Or not going to do permanently line. Allow. Yeah, we'll have to talk about this because that's my Python Blender scripting skills are not there. I'm not seeing the option. Now the menu script which it does, and as platform will run platform export. Okay. There. Okay, nope, I'll take that offline. Yeah, Dean, unfortunately, it looks like the Blender script as well is not integrating. I thought it was in the menu bar. Okay, so menus. Oh, there, right. Spotted. Okay, that needs a screenshot. Okay, so there, capture that. Oh, done it after. There. And edit. New from clipboard. Right, okay. Right, okay, we've got it. And I'm going to guess if I run the top Rex into the operator. Script exploded slowly. Okay. Yep, you're right, Dean. It's there. It's working. Okay, so technically speaking, if I go just test, I've got it. It's working. Okay, visible. Right, there we go. So at the moment, I'm going to play around. I'm not going to check this in. So the player spawn point is currently here. I know what I'm going to do. Because no, it's been so long since I've worked with Blender. I'm going to grab you. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, I'm going to duplicate you. That shows how long it's been. No, I don't want to delete. Actually, you mentioned a comment in here. Right. We can play. Shifty. There we go. So, platform shifty. There we go. I'm going to place one down here. Okay. Second look at this. It's been a while. No. My Blender skills are failing me. No. I'm going to have to relearn Blender again. Okay. Yep. No. Thanks for help joined in and you helped me out with the critical point there, right? The getting Blender to work, and I just need to work on my Blender skills. Oh well. Let's see. I'm just going to move it around. Here we go. That one there. No, that's the animation editor. Oh well. Let's see. I've got a platform there. Oh wait, I can move it. There we go. All those fails, I can do it. I don't want it overlapping, but I want to put it over here. There, because I want an easier way of just jump. Do that. Okay. Should be able to jump on that. It says. I'm going to say this. There's my mark on the level. And in here now, so we're going to platform on what this is going to do. So the way the Blender and the integration that currently works with this setup is that we've got the Blender items here, and we've got the content here, and we have our level. And what Blender is doing is that we've already got the models and everything else built into our content project and building and working. And then all these level JSON files are just a structure setup of taking the 3D position of all the elements in here. So here I am. I'm building my MonoGame game, and I'm using Blender as my 3D editor. Yay! And then when I run the platform script, it's going to export successfully. Let's close that. Okay. And in here now, it's going to change my level file. Oh, 1 second. Sorry about this, but yeah, having a minor car issue with my daughter, so I think I might have to drop off soon because we've got the platform will stop working. If I go in here now and I run this, and we should see now within Blender we've edited our level. I go into here, we've restarted it, and we should have no. Where's our new platform? Okay, so that's not where has it exported it to then? Okay, might have to look into that. Okay, got our change history here. Changes here. Okay, this says our level 1 has changed. Oh, of course. All right, okay, so this text file has changed, but it's set as a copy operation for Blend in the content pipeline. This is something we know about and we're trying to resolve. So what I need to do here is I need to force it to recopy the file. So go back to the thing. So I'm going to go to my content. So it has copied and exported the actual JSON file, but at the moment, Windows, Arch, it's not recopying the file because, as far as concerned, it's not, or maybe not changed enough. So there, and here. I did get this one before, then I couldn't recreate it, but I mean. Here, this is saying, oops, a few things. So this is definitely saying that it's changed. It's the level blend file and what we've exported. This is only the one I'm saving off. So we go down here and we get our platform. We run start new instance. Right, okay, so I've captured some documentation things. It sounds like I've got to go. Building, content's running, shaded building. Platform was running. Oh, effects are working. I know. No, I have to look into that, find out what's going on. First one's level 1 I edited. Must have edited something right. Oh, right, okay. But we achieved something as well. So we managed to get DirectX in there. We fixed some shader issues. We sorted out some issues with how sprite batch are rendering, and so on and so forth. It looks like everyone's going off for their evening meals anyway. So if you're liking what you see here, what we're doing, so where are we there? If you're on your YouTubes, then go and do your like and subscribe. If you're on the old Twitch, then hit the bell and follow. Everything's welcome. I'll hold on for a second just in case there's any other questions from anyone else still on the stream and watching, and see what's going on. Right, I've got documentation to update. What sounds like Eddie's going to sort out why my daughter's car's falling to bits. Always a good way to stop a stream. So let's wait for that to come round. There we go. Okay, right. In that case, no, I'm afraid I'm going to have to drop off. I shall catch you all again, fix more shaders, fix more code, fix more samples, do more documentation. I'll blast behind the scenes of what's going on, and we'll see what's happening. So, thanks everyone for joining.